Well, not having much luck with deer. We haven't seen anything, and we've walked a ways, we've drove a ways, we've walked a ways, we've drove a ways, and so far nothing much out here. We've seen a few does, and that's about all. But not a ton of people. But there's hunters, you know. It's been worse other years, but anyway, we haven't taken this road in a very long time. It's been several years. And anyway, I wanted to show you this cabin here. This one's pretty neat. It's definitely seen some better days, though. But for a sod roof cabin, you know, sod roof, they used to just pile dirt on top of it about I don't know, foot or so thick, and then grass would grow on top, and it'd make a pretty good roof. But it's also heavy, and it causes the roof to rot also. So I have no idea how old this cabin is, but it's a neat one. I love finding these old places like this. This one's just barely off the road. It's not a real well-traveled road, but except for during hunt season. It's hard to tell. Sometimes you can kind of tell from the cut if it was done with a chainsaw or an axe or whatever. That's done with a saw, but it doesn't look like a chainsaw. No, it's not. Here's a little thin saw cut right there. Definitely a hand saw. It looks like it's got some old galvanized roofing underneath the dirt. Hard to know for sure what this was used for. Most of these cabins in this area are mining, but some of them were trapping cabins and cattle camp cabins and that kind of thing, homesteads. Too much glare on here. Sun angle's wrong. That's a little better. Get a little bit of dust on the lens and it really shows up. I think the roof would leak. Chimney hole's still here, the flashing for it. Doesn't look like anything inside. What's kind of neat too, look at this. I've seen this in several other cabins now, but they used to take soup cans, cut the lids off, and they'd use those for patching holes and things, keep mice out. But then they'd take the body of the can and unroll it and make little pieces like that too. That's a fairly old one. It's got the old lead solder on it. They don't do that no more. Talking about lead, we watched a show the other night. Kind of neat. It was called The Terror. It's about a Arctic expedition, and they didn't do so well. It's kind of funny. They got a monster after them and all that stuff. But one thing they show in there is the old lead cans and giving them lead poisoning, and their gums inside their, by their teeth were turning black and causing them all sorts of problems. And pretty good show, really. Kind of interesting. It's, fiction, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, look at here. There's another section there. It's all tin can lids and things, and some can bodies there. Be fun to come in here with a metal detector, but I imagine all you'd really find is a lot of nails and pieces and parts of cans and pull tabs from beer. And although I don't really see anything like that in here. There's a chunk of metal here, though, that would set you off. Anyway, kind of neat. Like I said, the hunting has been really very slow, but we're having fun, so what the heck. A lot better than staying home and working or something. Should be doing that. Well, anyway, keep going, see if we can't find something yet. I stand in the shade of this tree, you can see it a little better. It's definitely seen better days, but it's still standing fairly well. A little past fixing. I suppose you could, but it wouldn't be very good. I love these old places like that. It's fun to find them. Midday, and the deer are probably bedded down anyway. We're kind of tired of walking. So, went up a different road here. We haven't been up for quite a while. And here's another old cabin, and I'm guessing this one probably is mining. It looks like there was probably one down here too that's gone. What's that? Oh, the dog. Not in the best shape in the world, but it's still pretty neat to see. Yeah, and he just said there's a rock wall on the back side of this. Yeah, this is interesting. This one looks kind of like it could have been a bed. But this looks more like chicken perches to me. I don't know. Kind of a twisted wire chain. Actually, there's chicken wire on that back window. I'll bet it didn't start out as a chicken house. Somebody's turned it into one. Yeah, chicken wire on this window too. I bet it was a chicken house at one time. Oh, look at this one, Cindy. Looks like it probably was a chicken house. Actually, this one has rungs on it too.
Like what?
Like rungs for perches. Mm-hmm. Go and look. Yeah, looks like it, huh? Actually, it all looks like for animals. Yeah, that looks like a feed bunk. It'd be kind of small though. I don't know what they'd use that for. Huh? Too high for pigs. Sheep maybe, yeah. What's that?
Maybe burros.
Maybe. Yeah, go look at this one in here. Looks like a feed bunk, but it's awful narrow. Yeah. Yeah, here's another one. This looks like, you know what, maybe goats. Yeah, this is definitely a feed bunk. It's got a head catch here that would slide and a ring down here to tie them into. Little bitty feed bunk back there.
I bet sheep or goats.
Yeah, I bet so. Yeah, 'cause it's really small. This is only, the camera won't zoom out any further. This is maybe 6 foot by 4 foot at most. That other one's the same way. It's got a little wooden head catch over there.
Probably milk goats.
Milk goats, I bet. Some of this old barbed wire. That one looks like a pretty common one. Some of that old barbed wire is really collectible. I've got a small collection of it. There's millions of different types. That's kind of neat. The rock wall. Huh. Fun finding these places like this.
It's pretty cool in color.
Yeah,
I bet it is milk goats.
it's awful small. It's got to be goats or sheep or something, huh?
Look, the head catch, I bet it's milk goats.
Yeah, I bet so.
I bet maybe it has some sheep, but I bet it's goats. Goats and chickens.
Yeah, goats on one side, chickens on the other, I bet you, huh? Neat. And this building down here, you can see where it's squared off for one. It's flattened.
Here.
And it's completely gone.
Lily, darling.
Get over here, Lily. Car coming. You know, flat dogs. Someday I'd like to put together a book with all these old cabins in it. So many of them are gone. We lost another one in this fire that's burning right now. Frank Monroe, on the comments there, he keeps trying to get me to do a calendar. Now, I thought that was a great idea, except for I looked into the price. The more you buy, the cheaper they get. But before you really get much of a price break, you got to buy almost 1,000 of them. And I'll shoot for a dated year thing. That doesn't really make sense. If they didn't have dates on them and you could use them, for 10 years, you might sell them all.